Lords and ladies, welcome back to MyStreet 5 years later with your host, me. And yes, we have returned. It feels very weird to be back on just Twitch and Facebook Live. I must say, even though it hasn't actually been too long since before, was March. I know, for some reason that feels like a lifetime ago. I don't understand why. Either way, we're here now, and we've got a lot to cover. So, as promised by aphmau at this point, May 5th was the day when the first 3 episodes of When Angels Fall came out. However, I never actually covered the trailers for it, which means I'm doing that as well. So, just to cover, because I remember that I have to cover those bases, otherwise it'll just be voidless information. So, yeah, a lot to discuss, and it seems like no guests have been around, so maybe I'll finish way sooner than I thought. At the same time, it is still 6 videos, but it's not to be taken lightly. I feel very lonely here. I almost thought that somebody had appeared in the corner, but it's just actually because it was the video starts off with Jess at the start. So, okay, here we go. I guess without further ado, I have 2 sets of snacks this time. One is popcorn, one is dates, which I was told would be a good treat for the stream today. We went shopping, and the Levi drink being prepared, which I'm going to have to do several times, actually. I don't know if I'll do it for the trailers, but that would mean 3 to 6 Levi drinks. So I filled up double as usual. Let's proceed before this gets too complicated and before people start asking to join. So, without further ado, on with the review.
Guys, Jess here, and I just wanted to make a quick announcement. I wanted to let you all know that MyStreet Season 6 is coming out soon. Now, its release date is not set in stone, but...
I mean, this could have been the trailer. Just someone saying Season 6 is coming soon, because this video is called Trailer 1 for MyStreet Season 6, so... yeah, of course it's coming soon.
Over the past couple of months, we've been hard at work on it. Can't say much on it because we want it to be a surprise, but over the past couple of weeks, we've been leaving hints and clues on social media to kind of give you guys like a little taste for the story before we release it. None of the clues are going to spoil the story. It's just going to kind of give you like a little bit of a background to kind of like give you guys a sense of what's going on. But
the trailer itself didn't spoil the story either, actually. It was weird because like a lot of these, well, you'll see in a second.
These clues have also led to teaser trailers. After I'm done talking here, I'm going to show you the first trailer that we actually managed to release via social media means. So I know that a few of you have already seen it, but I wanted to give everyone a chance to look at it. So I hope you guys enjoy this trailer, and I hope you guys are excited for this because it'll be coming soon. Take care, guys. Bye! And enjoy! Also, if you...
This was a really good stunt, by the way, on behalf of aphmau, just having the trailers actually be something you need to find. Because that was already making people actively participate in the series. That was a good call.
If you're wondering what I'm in like a little egg chair thing. It's really cool. Anyway, enjoy, guys. Bye!
That feels like a very Aiden thing to do. Right down to the hoodie that she was wearing. And this is the trailer 1, When. Ah, so there's 2 figures there. You saw Ian's ears at the top there versus somebody else working with the potions. Was that the snake-eyed man? Yes, it was. Ah, that coat that we've all come to know and
recognize. They'll be here
recognize.
within the next few days. I am relying on you.
And that is the same voice actor, I'm pretty sure.
Don't engage them. Get her alone. The girl and no one else. Make sure she takes this one.
Get her alone, the girl and no one else. Meanwhile, what Ian does is he goes to Starlight, draws attention to himself twice, and gets Aaron all riled up. Classic.
Are you sure she'll be coming here?
If she doesn't show up within a few days, go...
Oh, wait, okay, never mind. This is for Emerald's secret. I will say, admittedly, I did review the trailers when they came out. I viewed all of the rest of MyStreet when it came out, actually. But this is one part where well, I guess because it didn't really affect the actually directly show stuff. It's more like this is background to things already seen. It's almost like a bonus scene rather than a trailer for something yet to come. It's trailer in name alone.
Some mischief for our little group. Enough that they call for help.
Yes, sir.
Use the wolves. If they don't listen, then hurt their alpha until they do.
And also, we've transformed her already because reasons.
Kill everything that gets in the way.
It's a good thing that Tatiana's unconscious for this part, otherwise that would have been a really big thing to unveil on the spot there. By the way, my lens looks like it's smudged. Is that better? I think... No, it's gone back to normal. Must be a lighting issue.
I'll be gathering my equipment from the lodge. I leave in the morning. Don't you dare
Just as well the lodge was so big, otherwise they'd have found this equipment.
make a mistake.
5 seconds. I saw a comment on this video actually that's saying, "Don't you dare make a mistake," and then 5 seconds later drops the potion. Well, that happened.
No.
Am I gonna have to think in my head, what if Ian didn't trip at this point? Now that I think about it, yeah, actually, that does raise an interesting question. Because it's just, I kind of like thought in my head, oh, well, you must have recreated this potion. I don't know if Michael here decided to tell him what the potion was, just make sure she takes this, and then that was it. Because obviously he's not really concerned about aphmau falling for Ian, which was one of the potions that was, you know, two potions that was on her. So was that something else there? And of course, the intense hatred of Aaron. Maybe he wanted a bit of a rise out of him. Possibly that was the one that she was supposed to take. But even then, I don't know. They did have a mad dash to get those emeralds. Also, I'm thinking it was strange that that both the Romaves and the Lycans, they when their merger happened, they decided to revamp this lodge. Was it? I can't remember if they mentioned a contact or something that was interested. Maybe that was Michael, and this was a whole setup. I don't actually know. But yeah, basically that means that we don't really quite understand, like, possibly what potion would... Yeah, that could be a theory unto itself. What was Michael's actual plan before Ian messed it up? A purpose to these trailers. There you go. And it only took me 5 years to notice. Well, there he is again. We saw these parts. Kind of. Yeah, we definitely saw this part.
This potion. I need you to make this exact one.
By the way, I think yesterday I was saying something on Gacha Review akin to musical timing relating to Sapphire Wings and the lack thereof, with the same kind of soundtrack that it was used here. In fact, some of the same tracks. This is an example of how to sync stuff up to the music, particularly.
I can't make this.
What? What do you mean you can't make it?
We're missing Moonglow. Link roots.
Good thing she's already determines like what the groups are. I guess you must have given her a tour.
No! We need it to be exactly the same!
Which is why she says that it's not.
Don't have the ingredients.
Yeah.
All we can make with these is potion of obedience, potion of hatred, maybe a potion of love.
Ah, okay, so there we go. There we go, so it was a different potion. Which again, raises the question. If it wasn't any of those recipes that he was after, what was he seeking?
Love.
Ah, so it was Lucinda who mentioned that. Congratulations, Lucinda. You've managed to once again have a negative effect on Season 4 of MyStreet. Just as well, he didn't have the potions prepared before, you know, snatching up Lucinda.
Kill him. There is no way! How did he survive?
Plot. Lots and lots of plot.
You!
This is the climactic fight. I can't believe what I'm seeing. I don't mean shatter or green. I speak of Aaron and Ian. Again, this feels a lot like just a trailer for Emerald Secret itself, even though some of those scenes weren't even shown in Emerald Secret. Coming soon, things you've already seen. This summer on the aphmau channel.
What are you doing? Stop! Stop! I command
Yes,
you!
Kitty! Hola! We no longer recognize you as an alpha since you've become human. Now let us take an order from our human transformed alpha and destroy you. Yeah, that's never going to make sense. I'm sorry.
No! No!
And the music lulls down as the beat is removed. And we have the decline for the action. Again, musical timing done correctly. Oh, so much for I leave tomorrow. What are you still doing here?
The fact that he's alive is the only reason I haven't killed you.
I can still be useful.
Well, that's the implication. He hasn't killed you because you can still be useful. You're repeating what he said. Okay.
Of course you can.
Of course you can. Was that even a question? Okay. Well, it was admittedly, upon reflection, a mistake on my part to completely forget about these trailers and disregard them in any future aphmau discussion, because there was I was gonna say there were a few things in there. Not really. There was a thing. There was a thing in there that was of note. Basically. It is also a shame. We go back to the classic thing of MyStreet characters not being able to plan anything properly from season 5, but this time it's in reverse. The plan was indeed a thing, and it didn't come to fruition because. Okay, so that was that, and also see, it's him. I'm not talking about the hooded figure. Yes, it's that's the real it's him. And he himself was hooded before this because we did the whole Ian reveal before you joined Ghost Kitty. Anyway, let's move on to the second trailer. And this one was an interesting one. Not really because of like the hunt around it. I remember, I think it might have actually been BB or someone who was telling me about the trailer and how it emerged, or I found it somewhere else when I searched up MyStreet trailers or something. Either way, I found on aphmau's Tumblr the same place that was the place where she admitted that season 1 of MyStreet wasn't planned out, and that's why the whole Travis thing happened. That same Tumblr, there was some sort of thing that led to a thread that other people were talking about as to how to unveil the trailer for this, where there was 2 separate Twitter accounts they found somehow, which were called Phoenix. No, it was called the Guardian Forces, which I didn't know what that was in reference to at the time, and also the Lycan Resistance, which was a term that was never once used in the entirety of season 6, but I assume that was the intention. And those 2 Twitter accounts only have 1 tweet each, both of which combine into a hyperlink, which then led to the unlisted trailer on Jason's channel. And this trailer, and then that was the same trailer that was released here that aphmau's about to say you could find on social media before. And that is how. I think I actually reviewed it before this video came out because I knew about that trend. I covered that more in detail in my actual video in the past of this. So yeah, that's still kicking around on my channel somewhere deep in the archives from 5 years ago. Either way, let's proceed and actually watch the trailer itself after this comment from Ghost Kitty. My favorite character turns to one of my favorite characters. Yeah, if I could go back in time, I would protect PDH Ian from becoming evil. Supposedly, I mean, he was already evil. That was the point. He was already that way. But whether or not that was a behind-the-scenes choice to happen later, we can never say. But in universe, he was always plotting to rise above his Omega status. Surfer Dude Daniel, however, was different. But that's, I'm pretty sure Ian got a lot of focus because of that twist that was supposed to happen. And also because Kai Mao and Ian Mao were making the rounds at that time. Okay, trailer 2, let's go. Yes, hey guys.
Jess here to release the trailer leading up to MyStreet Season 6. Now this trailer has been released before via clues on social media. However,
the ones I discussed before.
we're releasing it here for everyone to see. So hope you guys enjoy. Also, fun fact about the release of Season 6, there will be 3 episodes released on the same day. So get hyped! Hope you guys...
Yes, get hyped, unless you're reviewing the series, in which case, be very, very afraid. Thanks, Jess.
Enjoy. Bye!
Okay, yeah, this one is entirely new. You can already hear what's going to happen. You can already hear why we're in this point. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure you do recognize it. Yeah. That was an interesting musical change there. I thought it was going to fade out and we're going to have a few seconds of them arguing before the next track kicks in. But yeah, this one seems to like already be drowning them out a bit. I'd harp on that, but it's too hypocritical for me. I'm terrible at volume control with music in series. He keeps going out late at night and never comes back, eh? And now we get the cat face panning shots. We're in the era where the panning shots occur a lot of the time. But I should say tracking shots, really. Where the tracking shots start really... They've appeared before, but this is where like the era like they really start emerging in bulk. And this is where we find out about Aphmau's dad. No, it's not a spoiler because we've already seen Aphmau's dad in season 5, and we already know that it is him. So that's already established. Zach and Elizabeth have both appeared. The person who we haven't really confirmed yet, of course, that person is Michael. But of course, we saw him last trailer, so yeah. Okay, so that seems like a random detail, but actually I do like that the phone looks like that. Because I worked this out. I backdated this video, and I think I determined at the time that it took place in the year 1999. Yeah, phones in 1999 very much did look like that. I mean, even Sylvana's attire. Then again, this is the era that she has the most nostalgia for. / slightly before, because Beyonce's still part of Destiny's Child at this point. Sylvana herself seems to be obscured the same kind of way that Irene is, actually. I don't know if that was part of the intention of it or not, but then again, we all know that when Sylvana is shaded like that, that means that she is angry. That is for sure. You're pretty sure a certain audio clip came from this. Oh, well, if you find out what that is, then please let me know, because I'm not sure of any... I'm not sure if this has been reused in anything that I've seen before, so yeah, let me know.
It's true, isn't it?
Sylvana.
This feels like the kind of thing that would be like the first thing they'd argue about, not the whole going out late at night and stuff. Maybe that was why she was suspicious.
Don't touch me! I know about your lies, Zach! You can't hide this other woman, this other child, from me anymore!
Sylvana, I can explain.
I think this is my favorite Michaela Laws performance, actually, in MyStreet. Because obviously the other times that Sylvana has been angry, most of them have been incredibly unwarranted, and they would continue to be so, apart from in the scene when she's talking with the Guardian Force. We'll get there. Most of them are. So, but this is not just her being angry. You can tell in her voice as well that she's like holding back the urge to cry at the same time, which of course you would in this scenario. It's perfectly normal.
What is there to explain?
Please, keep your voice down. You'll wake aphmau.
Yeah, too late. You two have already been shouting for a while. This is like way beyond the Will Wake aphmau stage. You realize that Sylvana is shorter than Zach. Hey, you know, all of aphmau's human genes come from Sylvana, so I guess that tracks.
There is nothing to explain. You were with another woman, Zach. You betrayed me.
See, it's weird that eventually they try to do this thing in season 6 with Zach where he pursued like his own goals and ambitions and then regrets the family that he left behind. But at the same time, he left 2 families, and this trailer had already come out before we like reveal the stuff about how much he loves his daughter and all that stuff. Like, eh.
This is the final straw, Zach. I knew I should have left you when you began to belittle and ignore me. I thought...
Yeah, who would think that who would be so callous to belittle and ignore someone? I'm sorry, I know I'm supposed to be on Sylvana's side here. I will put aside my hatred for this character because she's actually going through something right now. I apologize.
Maybe I could forgive you for those things. For our daughter. I want you out of this house. I want you out of our lives.
You're no saint yourself. There was plenty more you could have done for our relationship. For me!
And
You know, if he just stopped at you're no saint yourself, I'd have been like, oh, I can't agree there. And then he pulled that out. So, yeah, no. All right, destroy him, Sylvana. Get him good.
at least I tried.
Oh, also, another detail. Notice how Sylvana's hair right here is like a lot less gray than normal. Again, it's about it's about how many years before we started? It's about 8 years before Phoenix Drop High happened, and like 20 something years, like 19 years, I think, or something like that, before regular MyStreet. So yeah, been a while. In fact, by the time that When Angels Fall actually starts, it's been 21 years, I think. 22? Maths is weird.
Go.
Sounds like Michaela was trying to calm herself down. She gets really into character sometimes. You know, that's the really good thing about voice acting. They say, you know, that with acting, the skill comes in disappearing into other roles, which is true. And with voice acting, it's a whole extra layer because, quite frankly, you can become a dragon if you really want to, or something along those lines. If you'll believe that, and that is incredible. Or you can just become a very disappointed, angry, belittled now single parent.
Daddy?
I think Julia, actually, speaking of voice acting, I think Julia's the one who voices aphmau in this trailer. Just like Joseph voices Aaron. And also Aaron's son from Minecraft Diaries, who was named Jacob, who in the Bible was the father of Joseph. I don't... Parallels. So many parallels. Is there a name for that where a person blames the other for some things instead of taking responsibility for their own actions? I don't know. I just call that lack of self-awareness. You could say... You could almost say hypocrisy, but I think that might just be if they did the exact same thing. Yeah, I wouldn't go that far. So yeah, I just say lack of self-awareness. There might be a better word for it. I hope there is anyway. Oh yeah, by the way, I'm checking Discord for a second because yeah, just seems like Maya was going through something. Here, give me a second. Okay, carry on.
Where are you going?
Oh, this is the clip. Okay. I can see this being used a lot. I haven't, but I could.
Aph. Come on, let's get you back into bed.
And now we go back to the music from the start of the video as if nothing has happened. Tuck me in with over the top of the bed sheets.
Daddy, can you read me a story?
Are you sure you're gonna be awake for...
Once upon a time, there was a princess named Aphmau and a knight named Aaron. I wonder if nowadays, I'm sure that Joseph and Julia have seen MyStreet plenty of times. I wonder what they think of their own performances. Obviously, they've had like several ones since they were like born, but still. And this is, I guess, the first time, somebody was trying to be like, oh, we have to put a potion on aphmau. Maybe that's what Michael was trying to do. Put that particular potion with all those different ingredients onto aphmau, and rather than the obedience and love stuff that Ian decided to do later on, which makes way more sense. Put the potion on that Zach was too weak to do before. Remember, do your father's bidding, or not, or do what your father failed to do, or not what your father failed to do. Not your father, because that was a red herring, allegedly. Yeah. I know. I have seen them appear in some of Jess's recent videos. This is true, yeah, and they did do a good job of voice acting. I say what they think of their performances because everyone's always like way harsher on themselves, especially when they hear themselves as kids. That's what I mean. You only get one shot. Do not miss your chance to blow. I guess first trailer Levi drink to Sylvana. I guess that fitting. An emerald car, of course. Maybe it was the same poster the whole time. Oh wait, no, it wasn't because he just made a new one. And that's... Oh, okay, I think I know what's happening here. The video is still playing. Okay, what I thought was going to happen is that someone had to like brighten the image to like reveal the logo of When Angels Fall. But then there was that as well, which I think was just a I think that was like, it wasn't a clue to the next trailer. It was a clue to like with the release of the episode, and I don't have the capacity on here to reverse that myself. I think I did in my original review of this trailer, but we'll see. So yeah, again, not much of a trailer for season 6 as we know it now, because it would be kind of weird to like have the whole thing take place, but it's back in the 90s, and then see everything as children. Although actually that would make for a good series in itself. Although not season 6, because all the season numbers are based on stuff that happens in a particular order, so would not have been the apt results. So yeah, I think that might be. I don't remember anything about trailer 3 actually. So as things stand right now, that is my favorite trailer. It's rare that I give Sylvana a Levi drink, and there you go. I don't have too much else to really say about it, actually. The music fits perfectly. The cinematography has been up significantly. The timing is really well worked out. The details of the phone. Yeah. I honestly, it's very rare that I think I have like no negatives to say about this. Other than what vague comments I've made already. So I guess I guess we'll carry on the next one. And oh my goodness, Maya just asked me to look at some translation. It's like, you do know that I'm live, don't you? Okay, let me just see. There we go. Okay, cursory glance at a sentence, and we can continue to the next trailer. Oh, also, so you forgot, does it take place at the same time the other kids were given forever potions, or forever potions does not have expiration dates? Okay, so I think it was a different potion that Michael prepared in that cave. I guess that one must have expired. I mean, it's essentially it's a food product, so eventually it's going to have some sort of shelf life for consumption reasons. That is, I mean, I know that the emerald's meant to make it last forever potions and everything, but I feel like that's if ingested. I could be wrong though. I've made bold assumptions about MyStreet lore in the past. So, but as for what you said before about the forever potions of the other kids, yes, they may have them already. It may be that Michael has just sent them out at this point, or it could have been that Zach has been stalling and he had that last chance to give aphmau her potion and did not. Now I'm imagining something like this. Okay, time to use this potion on my daughter. Use this potion. Wait, why didn't it work? Dang it, expired last year. I guess I'll ask Michael for a new one. That would be a really good excuse. But I guess they couldn't lie about it because if it was like, I made that potion yesterday. It could not have expired already, Zach. What are you trying to say about my potion work? I don't know. Something like that. You're right, that would be funny though. Okay. Trailer 3. Let's go. Beep bap bubbly boo. And no intro from Jess this time. Okay. And this is The Fall. Okay, I guess they're called like When Angels and Fall, because that's the name of the season. Of course. Okay. Oh, now I remember this trailer. Falcon Claw like an estate. Because of course Aaron got sent to the same university that was like local to where Derek could keep track of him. Despite not being barely ever there. And the first Guardian Force uniform we saw.
Hmm?
You are correct, Julia is very wholesome as a laugh now. Little laugh is the best. Little laugh is the best. The best. The best. Anyway. Was that a canary cage? I'm trying to tell if any of the details are important here, but here we go. It's good old Kellen Goff himself, the one who people didn't realize was in MyStreet. But yes.
I'm getting too old for this.
What was that noise?
That's how we're back in the present day. It was the sound of someone monologuing to themselves. You know, it happens all the time when you're on a stealth mission. Of course it does. That's what you want in a secure facility. An open laptop. Over the Guardian Forces cause the shadow on their face, and when they get control, the shadow turns green. Yep, just about the only way you could actually detail that with their eyes obscured. Because of course you don't want to give the way that they have eyes. That could humanize them in the face of battle. His head is just slightly over as being obscured by the objects. Good intuition from an agent here.
East Wing, report.
Yeah, you probably should have waited before when I gave the report before you knocked him out. Unless I was going to say that you heard a noise, then he might get back up. That's I suppose. But suddenly hearing the words "ah" through a walkie-talkie is going to give people a little bit of incentive to do that. To check on you.
East
Never mind.
wing is clear.
Are you alright? You sound different.
Very different. Like you've aged about 40 years.
Yeah, I just something. I'm fine. I don't have much time.
You gotta love that you can wear helmets and still get struck and knocked out. AK, one of the best father figures and friends to Aaron. Your opinion and that of many others. Including me. Just pick a lock in 5 seconds. Again, secure military base. / museum. Weird to keep all of your weapons, like, not stored in a vault or something, but just, like, on display. Is this place an actual museum during the day? Oh, there's the shield and stuff from Dreams of Historia. I sure hope that ties into nothing at all. A chicken as well. Timberly? No, I'm kidding. And an amulet from Diaries. See, these are the details that I can recognize from everything. But before we get to the most dangerous object of all, it's so dangerous it's kept in the biggest enclosure and the greatest airtight security imaginable. A briefcase like in Pulp Fiction.
The phone soon, so I don't have much time to talk.
They're going to cut a mobile phone sequence. What are they going to do? Knock down the satellite?
I know it's a lot, but I need you to get it and bring it here.
Consider it done.
By the way, can you give me a different change of clothes, please? I've been wearing the same Hawaiian shirt for like 5 years at this point.
Kept you waiting, huh?
Possibly Emerald Sequence Sony one. Yeah, exactly. I'm sure there's some mod world thing in there at this point. Maybe even Void Paradox. Well, it sure is convenient. It's already in a briefcase. You know, unlike with Pulp Fiction, we see it the first time it's been, like, being taken by someone, and that's why it's in there. And here we go. You saw the dagger aphmau used. Well, how'd they get their hands on that? In-universe. Anyway, MyStreet, yes. And there it is. The logo that was revealed by people online already by this point. But in case you missed it. I still say that was a fun game to play with people. May the 5th. Today, of course. First 3 episodes. And so they shall be. Right after I give my thoughts on this trailer. Okay, so at last we got an actual trailer for the series. It hints at things that are to come directly in this rather than clarify certain events of the past that we heard about either verbally or kind of inferred beforehand. So, yeah. I mean, there's not as much else to say about this net right now, particularly, apart from, again, what I've already done, but I will leave our drink to the references. Okay. How'd they get a hold of Dreams of Historia? Like we examined from MCD. One of those was in a game, one was in the medieval times. Well, I can't speak for the shield because, yes, admittedly, that does not make any sense unless someone made a shield in real life as merchandise to tie in with the game, and it just so happened that the Guardian Forces were fans of it? I don't know. But either way, as for the communication amulet, I can speak for that. Because, like I said, museums have access to stuff that dates back to way before medieval times. I mean, I should know. I've been to a lot of museums in my time, and yeah, they have all sorts from everywhere, from pretty much every when, if that's a phrase. So it's not out of the question that could have been passed down during this time. It might not be the same one, but it was common enough to be used occasionally by different people in diaries. Kind of reminds me a bit of what Ghosty was saying about the communication from there's no Sarcastic Productions video that Ghosty sent me recently that was to do with how writers who were born in an age where communication was much faster and way easier tend to write stories and know how to write stories around exactly that. Even if they set their story way before, they find ways around it, like magic mirrors, communication amulets, telepathy, stuff like that. Occasionally, there are some outliers, like L. Frank Baum decided to come up with wireless telephones in 1914 before they were invented. But yeah, for the most part, that's why communication in older stories tends to take way longer and follow a much more traditional path. But I won't dilly dally on too much about that. The golden shield from Doom's next to Shield of News reference. I think I never recognized that from somewhere else. Then again, we get more MCD references in equal museum display glass at some other point. But that is neither here nor there. That is a later episode that was not part of the 3. Now let's actually get to one that was a part of the 3. A video simply titled, not even MyStreet, it's just titled When Angels Fall, because the name was revealed right before this came out, and we are here now, and the description of which only says, it begins. So, let's begin. Without further ado, on with the review. First time we saw Blue Jay Studios on screen. I knew about the name from the aphmau wiki, actually, that there was a name for the company that aphmau owns, but she never really displayed those publicly, like, that much, until there was one particular office tour, and then soon after, they became Catface. So, yeah, I don't really know. It's interesting. Now that it feels like a much more cinematic, like a typical, more traditional television series, here we are. The very same thing that aphmau rejected being made several times by television companies because she wanted to have full control. And then again, full control is like part of the reason why this is my favorite series of all time, because it was an individual not being restricted by a bunch of studio interference. Then again, for better or worse, I've seen the cons of that recently, considering how things turned out. And also how how my own shows have unfolded since this time. But either way, it's still great that this came from the inspiration of one person who gathered an audience and was eventually, after many years of storytelling, able to deliver what we're about to see right now, for better or for worse. So. Hello, Irene, and timed music again. I was really intrigued by the reflection of the glasses. I was expecting animation again from with Emerald sequencing, like how built up this was. I didn't know it was going to happen immediately, but I guess we're about to start one of the precursors to a running thing in the live reviews now. But I'll get to that in a second. The MyStreet death count. Oh, my Irene, it's Lady Irene. Yep. Considering that they were about to reveal the same shot anyway, it is like a nice touch to add that back in. Back when there was time to include a bunch of details for animations that wouldn't delay the whole series. Popcorn time.
The blockade is moving into position. Both ships will have us in a clear shot.
They won't shoot yet. The GFs will wait until they make it to land before they do anything. We'll just have to move faster than they can react.
And yeah, GF was confirmed to be Guardian Forces. Even then, the Twitter page indicated that. It's stuff like that that really rewards you for going through that process and playing the game. Yes, gunfire in MyStreet. That they all seem to be like really like aiming in vastly different directions, considering the angle there. They'd have to be really close for those like to converge, or the boat's like really far away. They aim from different sides, I suppose. They're setting metal on fire. Yes. Okay, so there are two boats that were far away. Okay. Yep. Yeah, MyStreet death count 1 because the other guy is never seen again. I don't know why I said 2 back in the day for some reason. Maybe I did. I kept better track before. Unless someone else... this episode had 2 deaths, I believe. Unless someone else dies in here. Did he... There's the stock scream sound effect? I didn't hear that last time. I wasn't using headphones back then. And now for the first time we enter regular Minecraft. Which actually... It's interesting because now the regular Minecraft cinematics, the machinima, is the downgrade in quality. Whereas before it was the upgrade from the first person.
Wait! They've sent me for you!
They?
No time! We've gotta go!
Awfully trusting for an agent right now, but yeah. Guess there's no choice. And there's Gareth, of course, with his tail curled up because transformation not yet complete. I guess that wasn't just an aphmau thing. That just happens to all turned werewolves. Unlike in Sapphire Wings. Only guy saw because he was Esmond? Okay.
Stop. My specific instructions were to meet here, at this villa.
Well, it's a good thing that they gave you a photo, I guess. Otherwise you wouldn't have found this correct place.
But this place looks ransacked and empty.
I can explain that! I'm sure you've met the GF.
Oh no, the bullets and ship barricades are a part of Starlight's newest ride.
Yes, wonderful sarcasm. It's very clear they had to move because of them. You're the one not getting it here, Agent R.
Okay. I just need to know what you know.
I know enough about the Guardian Forces.
Oh, okay, their name was revealed here. Never mind.
Now tell me what happened here.
A few weeks ago, the GF began their search for the Ultima. Everyone was caught off guard. Even the Lycans. We had to fight for our lives just to get out. It was messy. But we were able to escape. Everyone evacuated inland.
Yeah, good thing no one got captured.
If you are the person
At least not at first.
Derek said for, do you have it? Whatever it is.
No time to open doors. You know, Garth is right. They do waste time. Makes sense if I think what is in that briefcase is in that briefcase. Oh, I know what's in the briefcase now, but I'm pulling a Pulp Fiction right now and saying it's a MacGuffin. A MacGuffin just means an important item to a story. Usually something magical, but doesn't have to be. It's the thing that the quest is all about. Dead. Maybe that was my second count. I don't know.
What the heck are you doing?
Oh no! I know why it was two people I counted. It's because someone had to be like steering the boat. Someone had to be like piloting that. So, not piloting. That's not the right word. Maybe it is actually. Yeah, someone was piloting that boat, which means there was there's at least one more person on board. Then that means 2 confirmed deaths in this season so far.
Welcome.
Rookie. Come on, kid. This way.
Oh, so he said kid. Garth is 30 in this season, just so you know. You know, I guess their visors don't get them much peripheral vision. I suppose that's it. And now, get ready for a Blue Jay Studios / Catface Studios long panning shot. Behold its majesty. I guess they finished building the map at this point, or maybe not maybe not the Starlight one. Maybe they bypassed that, because I think the resort has definitely changed. What, they'll to use guns then? I guess they trained especially to be able to use those uniforms. I don't know. You think that would be a hazard, but I guess not in that line of work. Knowing what I know now about CMD cam, I can see like even more how much effort got to like setting up this tracking shot properly. It is kind of a simple case of floating around, leaving a bunch of points, but even then, you still have to go past that and actually have either the NPC pass or like manage to track the actual person who's has an account. It's still a collaborative effort, definitely. I say much to the good for one person. I meant the inspiration came from one person, and then a team was formed.
Good evening, Starlight guests. We hope you're enjoying your stay here on the island.
Okay, so at this point in the video, I think I had to pause to figure out if that was Dan TDM's voice on the as the announcer, because it does sound like him. But then I looked in the credits and it wasn't. Disappointing, I know.
Understand that we are well aware of the circumstances that have occurred here on Starlight and are more than willing to compensate.
Oh my word! Could you? Just the fact there's 2 of them like behind her, not even wearing a mask or anything. I guess that would be more suspicious, as she mentions later.
For your unplanned.
And there they are in the outfits that only lasted 5 whole episodes. Starlight's people lived in peace and happiness. That was until the Guardian forces of Michael attacked. Only the Ultima. Master of turning people into werewolves, can stop them now. But when the world needed him most, he vanished. Hence the wanted poster. But I believe that the goddess Irene can save the world. Or the resort.
And extended stay. Rides and attractions will continue uninterrupted, and your stay is 100% on us. While the Guardian forces are searching the island, all we ask is for everyone to remain calm and cooperative. We have acquired photos of the suspects and will release them now. If you have any information on the suspects in question,
I would normally say, oh, you released them too early. You said that before that happened, but then again, that was pre-recorded. Someone just didn't edit it properly. In universe, I mean, they edited it properly in the actual video.
please notify your Starlight partner.
Also, I do love the. I didn't notice this last time, but the actual like Starlight watermarks and stuff have been fun. You know, they've got their branding sorted. They've had a while to prepare this. You know, they said it was a few weeks ago, so I suppose this presentation has been thoroughly prepared.
Guide, thank you and have a pleasant stay.
Isn't it how shocking?
Why did it take a second for them to gasp?
What's going on? But I wish these people would just turn
everything's
themselves in
okay.
so we can just...
Hang on a second. I had to rewind, but give it a moment. Okay, let me just rewind.
On the suspects
Yeah.
in question, please notify your Starlight Park guide. Thank you and have a pleasant stay.
Isn't it how shocking? Or what's going on? But I wish these people would just turn
everything's
themselves in
okay.
so we can...
Oh, okay. They've like. I thought we were gonna be like. I wish people would just give themselves in or something like that. Or maybe they do because the people fear the Ultima, I suppose. Except no one knew about the Ultima except for, at least not in the human spheres of things. Which now I think about it, it's good that it's a relief right now there are no werewolves that are in the open, because otherwise someone could have like smelt aphmau. Talk about being cooperative there. Hey, did that lady in front of us look at the lady in the wanted photo? Nah, there's no way. She's wearing a hoodie, and the lady in the photo isn't. But the hoodie's the same color, but it's still a hoodie. Come on, get with the program. And here we go. Thought you could have like left in that loud music a little bit more while the logo plays, but anyway. Got to keep those panning shots going. I love this scene.
Come on, Zane, open up.
You didn't do it right.
I got close enough, didn't I?
You did it wrong. It's supposed to be knock, knock, pause, knock, 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 pause, knock.
Okay. And if he was being followed right now, everyone just heard that.
I did that.
You did it wrong. There's a long pause towards the end.
It's not my
Of course, difference between pause and pause, as Zane says. Classic. Does that matter how the werewolf is out in the photo? I didn't notice. I don't think so.
fault you changed the knock to be so complicated during your shift.
We all have special knocks during our shifts. Mine happens to be complicated for a reason. It's for our safety.
Is that Morse code? It probably spells something out in Morse code, not gonna lie, but yeah, probably not right now.
Trust me, I completely understand and agree with you. But if I was, say, being chased by the GF, how is your not going to benefit anyone in that situation?
If you were being chased by the GF, you wouldn't want to lead them into the house, would you?
Explain.
Well, I'm a runner. I get supplies and goods when needed.
Which is probably a horrible idea considering that your face is one of the most wanted images, but pop off.
Right?
Right.
So, let's say I'm walking down the alley and boom, the Guardian F finds me. I may have to make a mad dash for here if I can't change course. What would happen if the knock was so complicated I couldn't get in?
That's why you need to learn it if I can't... Fine. Just do the first 4 knocks and we'll call it at that.
There we go. Also, knowing that Sandy probably spells out cupcakes with ponies, actually, you bring up a good point. A password. That'd be way easier. And it would also require the person, to speak, meaning that your voice would be recognized. It's actually way more secure than a knock now I think about it. Yeah. Zane should have a password.
Thank you.
I still say you should learn the more complicated version of my knock.
She tried learning it.
They had one?
They did.
We'll discuss the knock later.
Bribe the doorman. That's all you gotta do. Remember the porter. And now we go into one of the other windows that doesn't look like an actual window, now that I think about it. Interesting. I guess they didn't want to decorate all the interiors if they didn't have to. And here's this scene. And prepare to get infuriated at Derek once again. I love Curran going there like, oh, what should we do? As if they haven't been discussing that already. And that shape right there does seem eerily familiar to certain viewers of Diary Season 2. Which, once again, BB did ask me if Ruan is a mirror of is a mirror of like anywhere particularly, or if the same locations were founded upon the places that Darius took place in, and yeah.
I know.
If I was Zane, my password for others would be Libra, since that's my sign. You would have to know me and my birthday to know what my sign is. This is true. I mean, either way, it could be just as simple as you tell someone a random word, and then they have to, say it. Like, I don't know, just pick up a random word and go, unsuitable. There you go. I happen to post on one of my notebooks the word unsuitable. My password is unsuitable, and that was completely randomly selected.
But all I'm saying is we'll be caught if we stay here too long.
Unsuitable 496.
I don't think we can afford another run-in. Not this soon.
Based on how they're moving, it will only be a few more days before they begin their search of this section of the island too.
You think they would just scatter out and search the entire island, or try to cut you off, but yeah. That's a cute detail, by the way, just him smiling as soon as he comes in. Classic.
That's if we're lucky. They could start anytime soon.
They're searching through the island systematically. They're starting at the tips of the island and moving around in order, so part of me doubts they're going to make careless moves.
They could just start at both tips and then try to cut you off in the center. That's what I would do if I was conducting a search. You ever looked at that map close up? Yeah. There's some things that they did they didn't hide quite as well as I thought they did.
So,
Either that or they're trying to like play all their cards on the table so people would discover their stuff. I don't know.
What should we do?
Also, that's a regular pencil. The lines were like crossed out like red pencil or red pen. Don't know what happened there.
We could try to steal a ship and get off the island.
Ooh, noticing Lucinda's got a bandage there. Did she get like shot or grazed or something?
That's far too dangerous.
I think Aaron has
the
one
waters
too.
are being monitored off the coast. Even if we managed to find a boat, we'd have to make it past the Guardian Forces fleet that's blockaded the island.
That's true. Side note, you love Kim and Lucinda's outfit, especially Kim's necklace. That is, yeah, it is. It's a charm made out of dental floss. Well, at least the string part is. It's supposed to keep Ghost under control, except that it really doesn't, and it never comes back into things. So, yeah, it was a worthy attempt by Lucinda based on the first thing she came across.
As nice as that idea sounds, a boat doesn't seem like the best option.
This might sound crazy, but I think we should move back into the part of the island they've already searched.
It does sound crazy, but when I watched it the first time, I actually agreed with Aaron here. Assuming that they would have left their previous location, you probably would want to send somebody out to try like scout that particular part of the area, or since Derek has sent for Agent R and he's arrived at that section, and Gareth is already there to report if the GFs are still looking for people at that particular location. Then, if you determine that they haven't searched that point, only then return. That's what I think about, after mellowing about it for 5 years. What's that logo on Aaron's sleeve? I'm going to come back to that, because that logo is actually the reason I have this. But I will discuss that once we get to episode 3.
They're confident in how thorough they are. If we can make it back to the resort, a place they've already searched, then they wouldn't think twice about going back there.
No.
Huh?
It's a good idea, but it won't work. We have our entire group here to move back into the beach house. You think they're going to let us do that so easily?
Well, I mean, they're not going to let you move throughout the entire so easily anyway. Again, assuming they have other options.
Then what do you propose we do?
We stick to the plan. We need to move our group away from the Guardian Forces search. We need to continue to move further into the island.
That just means we're gonna have to keep relocating every time they get closer.
Well, your idea means relocation too. Wow, am I seeing... Okay, that's weird, because again, I agreed with Aaron at this point, but why am I like... Have I changed my mind in 5 years?
Safer than putting ourselves at risk. Going back into search territory means we put ourselves closer to them in the process.
Isn't that...
Well, I don't know about closer to them. If they've moved further away, then they'll be leaving. They will not be closer for long.
Worth the risk? What's gonna happen if we run out of places to run to?
We'll think about it when it happens. For now, what matters is keeping us safe.
I'm thinking the same thing. And keeping us safe means thinking of every outcome that would possibly...
That's enough, Aaron. We're going to move inland.
This is where I got annoyed with Derek. He should be treating Aaron as an equal here, especially considering that, most of this is like his fault in the first place. And here he is once again defaulting to him to taking control and treating Aaron like a child. He admits it was a good idea, and he seemed to be fine at first. But yeah, this is the one time that I think you could actually carry on discussing things. Remind me, I said that we get to Reborn Part 1, but I think I'll be very paying attention to the alphas when you first watch this. I mean, that is fair. I noticed them. I noticed them. But at the same time, I never analyzed them in the same detail that, say, Aiden would or Emily would. It's just like, oh, they've changed outfits for the season again. Yeah, makes sense. I mean, of course they would have to, because they're hunted. They couldn't stay in their same uniforms before, despite the fact that a few of them only changed them again 5 episodes ago. And you blew it.
Fine. We'll go further into the island.
And he actually takes it in stride. He goes, "We're composed. There's other stuff to worry about right now." This is what I mean when I say stuff like don't let the sadness of a character overrule the stakes that are much more important. This is what I mean when I say that kind of thing. She also didn't really pay attention to the wonderful props and backgrounds. She was focused on the story. That's not a bad thing. Again, the story is really the most important part. I must say, even if we still had the same kind of quality of we still had the same amount of detail and cinematography and everything from season 1 or even Diaries, the important thing would still be the story. That's what really determines how engaged people are. Of course, having the lavish visuals really does help with things, and people have commended Catface immensely for this production, especially. And then, of course, it just kind of like seems like now I think about it, the Up's visuals were almost a foreshadowing of things to come. Like the further you end up progressing, the longer it takes to make the certain things you want, the more budget you require for them in the first place. And eventually it becomes the thing where roleplays are just no longer as viable as before, and you don't want to, and you can't seem to go back. So what do? You change your content. And here we are now. It does seem like a double-edged sword here, when story is, of course, the thing that matters the most out of everything. And the characters. But that's part of story. Just me, but Aaron likes to have a hint of green in them. I can see that, actually. Yeah, I get what you mean. Forever Potion residual? I don't know. Maybe it's the lighting. Kawaii-chan's also wearing a hoodie. Actually, that's a good point. Why didn't aphmau sell Kawaii-chan hoodies at this point? I mean, if she has one, I know that this Zane hoodie is from season 3 of MyStreet and not the current style that he has at the moment, but I don't know. Could be an interesting part of the line. Considering aphmau's core audience, I feel like actually that'd be more of a that they stir up more buzz than just having the guys.
aphmau! Hey, Kawaii-chan. Did you get it? What? Really? They didn't have any sugar.
Interesting that we actually have a choice to have a shake ahead this time. That's something that I think like the old that the old parts of the series would not have been able to do, because again, a lot of the aphmau admitted that basically all of the emotion from the characters comes from the voices, or at least that's what she said at a point. I don't think that's really the case, especially not anymore once you get the improved faces. And occasionally even mouths.
Then maybe a restaurant has some? I'm sure the restaurants have it, but going to one right now is too risky. Especially with the flyers going around. I feel like everyone is watching me.
That's a good point. You've been asking restaurant staff specifically for stuff. They're like, gonna look at you like, give you like a full once-over or something. Like, hey, wait a minute, you're the one who's being looked for. Why on earth are you doing scavenger runs? Because that was a terrible idea. I insist still.
Don't worry about it. I understand. Thank you for trying, though. I'll make sure to make a run earlier in the day to check, okay? That would be...
Again, if this were season 1, Kawaii-chan would probably end up having like a little bit of a well, something like that, and then, do that whole thing. But of course, there are more important things to handle here. They seem to have normalized, so did Derek, I think, so maybe it's just Aaron. Yeah, okay, fair enough.
Awesome! Thank you, aphmau! No problem.
What is that painting? I'm curious about that.
We don't need to be involved in this.
Okay, here we go. Here we go. My goodness. How to ruin Garte.
Garte?
I'm serious, Ziana. Think about it. This ordeal has nothing to do with the Romaves.
Actually, yes it does. You're just lying to yourself. It has less to do with the Romains than it does with the Lycans, but it's still to do with you. Because you figure out who's behind it.
2 of our sons on this island are now mixed up in this.
As are the rest of the friends involved. I guess there are no reports on them, specifically.
Garth.
Yes, he's a werewolf now.
You don't see any issue with that?
Well, I mean, what can you do about it right now?
Gareth has already accepted what he is. Once this is all over, Aaron has said he will turn him back to normal.
Yes, but Ziana, it still happened. And besides, we all may be dead before he even has a chance. This mess involves the Lycans, not us.
Partly I can see what he's saying in terms of I want to protect my family. This is a matter of life and death. At the same time, is everything that any of them are going to just abandon their friends in need? No.
We're already involved, Garte.
But we don't have to be.
And that's what makes you more heroic, the fact that you chose to stay. There's something about Ziana's eyes. I'll say something about Ziana's performance here. It's very rare to hear Ziana in any sort of mode other than hold my earrings mode, or just generally like happy and optimistic. And that's the thing, when you pick a voice for a character and that character only has one particular emotion, it's sometimes very difficult to transition out of that. But the fact is that still sounds exactly like Ziana, and it still sounds like she is in distress. That's one of the things CDog VA does say, that you got to be 100% confident you can do any emotion in any voice before you pick a different voice for a character. So yeah, I use the example of Harvey a lot when I talk about that. Of course, Harvey's like normally up here because whoa, he's so excited about everything, and he's also quite optimistic and a bit of a jokester. So he sounds like that normally. But then, of course, he can actually have his, actual sad scenes. And so I have to take his voice a little bit further down, but keep the same gravitas that's not the same as Zach's. Because Zach would be like this, you see. It's a very essential skill. And I haven't got around to using Harvey's angry voice yet, but if I did, it would probably sound something like this. And you don't want to hear Harvey's voice when he gets mad. So yeah, you see what I mean, basically. When I first reviewed this, I don't think I even started auditioning for anything voice acting related. It was always some sort of pipe dream. It was like, oh wow, imagine if I got to be in MyStreet or something. Or if, Jess Hyman's continuity advisor, that would be like the dream job. Of course, that door closed over time, and then, but regardless, now I've become a voice actor regardless. So interesting how things turn out 5 years later. As if how she was in MCD, her voice was calm but also sadder. Oh, so it's a return to form as well. Fair enough. I think Sebastian Todd also said that in reference to Lawrence at one point, that it was because of how different the character was in that darker story, or I guess darker at the time. Not that Lawrence ever saw much action in these, apart from being beaten up by Kawaii-chan, but yeah.
Hey! So sorry if I'm interrupting something.
Oh no, sweetheart, you're not.
Good. Anyway,
You are, but please keep interrupting.
I wanted to bring you guys your new clothes. I tried my best to pick out good styles for you guys, but, well, there was a limited selection.
Oh, perfect. Here, I'll take them.
Now I think about it, aphmau might actually still be wearing her swimsuit underneath this hoodie.
Hope you guys like them.
Don't know for sure.
Ugh. Green? That color doesn't complement my eyes.
Arte!
I'm serious.
Back to his goofy self.
If we have to live in these conditions, I want to take some comfort in the fact that I can at least look fashionable.
Well,
Fashionable, but not inconspicuous.
you may not think so, but I think the color green will accentuate your eyes. Besides, we're not trying to look fashionable right now. Our goal is to hide and not attract attention. I think if you were looking too handsome, you might get us discovered.
Well, you've got a point there.
See? Just look on the bright side of things. You're like a secret agent. A very
Always
hot
look on
secret
the...
agent.
See, this is the typical Ziana performance we're used to.
Oh!
My goodness. Alright. I was about to say...
Hey, Melissa.
Almost leave my drink to Ziana.
Am I interrupting anything?
Nah, I wouldn't have left the door unlocked if I was doing something important.
Good, because...
That's a fair point. Melissa has had the door locked on her by aphmau several times. Also, Ziana's a sort of aunt to aphmau. She seems so soft and sweet towards her. Yeah. Well, she's best friends with Sylvana, and also there was the fact that she had like such a connection to aphmau ever since she was a kid. So that was, and remember how excited she was when she found out that Zane and aphmau were dating that one time. So yeah.
It's time to change your bandages.
On second thought, I'm doing something super important right now and I can't be disturbed.
Melissa?
Fine.
There, see? That wasn't so bad.
Speak for yourself. This always makes me uncomfortable.
She's got a scar on the other side as well.
But did you feel any pain while I was changing the bandages?
Not this time. Hey! That means you're getting better at it!
She's becoming a healer. There you go.
Yay!
At this rate, I won't even need the bandages next time.
You know, they're supposed to help you recover.
Yeah, but I don't need them.
I just want to make sure you're alright.
I'll be fine. It's just a few scratches. Besides, Lucinda and Aaron got it way worse.
I know. They're next.
You worry too much, cutie. Just try to relax.
Melissa, can I see you for a moment?
Speaking of frequent family members for aphmau.
Just try to let loose.
So I think it reminds me of MCD Ziana. She was so soft and sweet towards her kids when she saw them. That's what I remember. Yeah, I think he was only in like one scene or one episode of Diaries. But yeah, from what I recall, that was the case as well. Always brings her boys back to their former selves.
A bit, okay?
I'm trying.
Hey guys, have you ever wanted to see who the book was? Well, guess what? It's totally me.
Okay, leave I drink to this. Nothing else is going to top that. There we go. You spared me the choice. Look at that smile. Look at that cheeky smile. Brilliant.
Surprise! I'm Will's voice actor. Bet you didn't know. You totally knew, you guys.
Yes, we read the credits. We know it's you.
Totally knew. Anyway, now that the cat's out of the bag, you can check out your own little wolf. As someone who personally collects and has a lot of plushies, there are certain ones that are absolutely special to me.
I do love. I watched a video recently that was like the Pudgy Celestial, something like that, which is where I guess this wolf model sort of came from. Before it was a character in MyStreet, and before people made memes saying when this thing is your favorite character. But yeah, I guess aphmau's gonna need wolf now more than ever. So good to have it by your side. I should have got one. I should have got one back in the day.
And for aphmau,
I think I actually didn't because well, I see. You know, I'll go over that in a second. We've got 2 more episodes. I've got 2 more episodes to do after this. When Gareth visited her in her cell, yeah, she was so calm and nice, even I think she didn't recognize him at first. That's just because Ziana's a calm and nice person in general. And then once you add the extra layer of it being her son, then even more so.
Wolf happens to be that plushie. Wolf is currently available, but there is a limited supply of them, so be sure to check them out in the description down below.
You know what my personal headcanon is? That at some point, Jess has done the wolf voice, like, you know, trying to like make the plush move and talk, and she has done that for her actual kids. Can't prove that one way or the other, but that is one of my personal, I guess, real life headcanons. I don't know. That's certainly what I would do if I had kids.
Hope you guys enjoy the rest of the show. Enjoy! Also, Plush does not talk.
Nope, doesn't talk.
As long as we're not caught off guard.
I remember when she like watched through these again and she was like so embarrassed at her like actual appearances. Which actually is also the case for Aiden. He hates when he like appears at the end of Fallen Angel Season 1 to announce things. Like every time he sees that version, we're watching like we watch Fallen Angels a lot with different people who haven't seen it sometimes. And whenever it gets to that scene, Aiden will always scream. Just seeing himself at that point. Also wearing the exact same hoodie that aphmau's wearing at the moment. So there you go. Again, it's, you know, it's nice to see how a bunch of aphmau fans grew up to, you know, on some sort of micro level, imitate what they always could have been. I don't know.
Sorry to interrupt.
We were just finishing here. Don't worry.
In that case, not sorry. But I wanted to ask.
Oh, by the way, this is what I pointed out. That Zane's hair at the back there, it seems like almost become brown sometimes. It looks more light grey now that I'm looking at it this time. I don't know what that was in reference to, or that was to imply something about him. I know people's hair does change color occasionally, but it doesn't usually happen at the age of 28, which is what Zane is right now.
Any idea on when Gareth is getting back?
He should have been here by now.
That boob. I don't mind.
Ah, there you go. Boob mind. It's back.
Taking his shift.
I'll take over for him.
Seriously?
Yeah, I don't mind.
You know, yeah, Gareth covered for you in the past, or, you know, helped you through some times, so I guess help him now that he's obviously been under gunfire.
I don't know how I feel about that.
What? Okay, why? I know that Kim has been, you know, a bit of a scaredy cat at times, but that was a full 2 seasons ago. She's gone through a whole arc since then.
Too proud to let a lady take over for you?
No, it's just a Romave should take on their responsibilities. Or at least I speak for myself.
But
well, you should speak for your father as well. Tell him that.
Gareth isn't here.
Exactly. And I am Zane Romave, which is...
This is weird, like how Zane has so much family pride, like all of a sudden.
Why I should...
Oh, shut up and just let me take watch.
I reckon that a lot of fans would have been like, oh, well, I wish that Kim could have become a Romave if she marries Gareth, and I don't know.
Fine. Thank you, Kim. I appreciate that.
No problem.
It's weird. Okay, so what's that? What was about the knocking? Is that something else I'm missing? Also, someone left their door open to their room. Tut tut.
Any idea on when Gareth is getting back? Romave take on that responsibility.
And I am Zane Romave.
Well, it's convenient that he happened to say his full name at that point. Just so Ghost can start recalling her past with the original Zane Romave.
We'll talk again later. For now, dismissed.
Well, that meeting accomplished nothing.
Hey.
Hey!
I got this for you.
from the drawer. I got it from the drawer that I was just rummaging in, I guess.
Sugar! But
When and how?
where did you...
I found it in one of the alleys. It was wrapped in a plastic bag in a trash can.
Yeah, I wouldn't be picking up white powder in back alleys, Zane. Not a good call.
Honestly, I'd go through it before you use it, but it looked like it was in good condition, so...
Thank you so much, Zane!
I just remembered how much you were looking forward to making cookies. Thought I'd take my chances.
I really appreciate it! I want
Derek's gonna want his pancakes again as well. That's also a thing to consider.
to make cookies to raise everyone's spirits. Hopefully this helps.
Definitely classic Kawaii-chan.
Thanks, babe.
Even like the restrictive movements of Minecraft at this point actually do seem to connect a little bit here. They're a little bit more natural with how the badges would go. I don't know if that was deliberate or not.
How did the meeting go?
Uh,
I take it didn't go too well.
it just didn't go as I'd hoped. That's all.
That's a really nice painting in the background there. Might be of the resort itself, I don't know.
My dad's just trying to make sure everyone's safe.
Yeah. You know...
Is that beige thing on the bed meant to be like a dirty rag, or is that meant to be like the old bandages that were worn for way too long, clearly?
Oh, if you want me to, I could try to heal you.
No.
Love I didn't offer that to anyone else. Like, Melissa doesn't want to need the bandages, Gareth and Aaron were like more banged up. Yeah, of course. I guess Gareth's away, so, you know, not really the same.
Save your strength. These are just...
They could be tan brown bandages, that's also... I have seen those, yeah.
just scratches.
Deep ones.
Don't worry, I'm fine.
You lichens are so stubborn.
Runs in the family, I guess.
Just let me know if I can do anything to help you. Okay, hun?
I will.
Another thing that's like, this just shows how far aphmau has come in this. You can call Aaron Hun very casually, despite the fact that the first time that Aaron called her babe, she had a you know, a meltdown in the bathroom. So yeah, thought basically the same thing. Yeah. See, you know, you've been watching, you know, you've been watching my streams for years at this point, Ghost Kitty. I feel like we're merging. See, that's the thing, you know. My streams are actually all about like slow developing a hive mind, but no, we're not there yet.
Hey, how about you go outside? Get some fresh air.
Nah, I'll be fine.
And I just realized that actually mirrors how somebody is revealed to still be alive at the end of the season, which I'm not going to talk about right now, because if I do, I'll go down a rabbit hole. So, but either way, nice idea to do this here, and then have Toby reference it later. The pebble thing next to the mirror is... Oh, okay. Whoops.
Rowan.
Why are you so shocked? By the way, first reveal of his actual name here. But also, why are you shocked to see him? You sent for him.
Did you get it? Thank Irene, you're a lifesaver. You have no idea how much this helps us in this moment.
Well, you shouldn't have fired me. That one's on you.
Anything for an old friend.
He said his boat exploded.
His boat?
Yes, along with at least 2 people inside it. That death count is still at 2, by the way.
What happened?
What do you think happened? There was a Guardian Forces blockade. You said it yourself that the waters are controlled by them. You forgot that Agent Hart actually. Well, yes. Yes, he does. Okay, see, him being shocked makes sense because he didn't know that's why Garth was away. No one did. Which, by the way to be transparent again, Derek.
Been a while, kid.
See, him being called kid, I can understand. He's still 32, but I can still understand him being called kid by by Rowan here. And there it is again. Is that Aperture or Adventure? I do adore that transition. If I hadn't Levi drunk already, that transition alone would have been what I would say. Because they had to custom make both of those things. That is impressive. By the way, we found Jeff. Jeff got a job later in life as part of the Guardian Forces. He once again presents himself. And speaking of Toby, I think
have made it to the park gate, so we're
There you go.
certain that they're all still in the Boardwalk City section of the island.
Oh, we actually have we have more custom images on the screens because beforehand it was just essentially a Discord server, I think, that was on there or something. Another thing you forgot about, yeah. Oh, it's a time.
You still haven't found their exact location, Toby?
Well, Michael, it's a little difficult to produce any findings when the owner of the park won't give me full access to the island.
That's actually, yeah, very interesting.
Will be granted access as the situation requires it.
Which, and now I understand why they didn't search in both corners and go the other way. And that makes Aaron's plan work even more so.
That better be soon. Every second you hold us back means they have another opportunity to escape. The Guardian Forces will hold fast for now.
It seems, at the moment, the implication here is that Toby is the one who's really driven to find the Ultima, as if he hasn't been summoned by Michael, the owner of the park. And Michael is collaborating the minimal amount that he needs, despite being able to retain control. If it weren't for the fact that we knew already that he was like connected to everyone else, it would almost seem like a regular conversation where he's like keeping himself at a distance, almost kind of like a Palpatine figure. By which I mean, you know, the days of him being Chancellor and then, you know, and Senator and stuff like that. Which actually makes this interesting. This came out a day after Star Wars Day, which I completely forgot about yesterday. I wonder if Jess is just Jeff in a different place. Just put Jeff at a different place as fun little Easter egg, or someone else put Jeff in. I reckon they have just a limited, they have slightly limited Minecraft extras, and Jeff had to be the most identifiable one. Him and his triplets, I guess, in that one anime convention scene.
Sir, we found what you were looking for.
This character, I forgot his name.
He was.
I'm gonna call him Pat for right now because that's who he's both voiced by. But yeah, I don't know his actual name.
Right where you said it
So the blue flame on Toby's armor. It could be. It very well could be.
was. It's incredible. The technicians say it dates back to.
Have you made it to the center?
You can't say the actual year. You can't say years in MyStreet anymore. Not since Acon 2016.
Yet.
No, we just found an outlining platform. It'll take us weeks to.
Make it days.
Yes, sir.
And see, again, Zach being present here. It's almost like there's like an attempt to double bluff people, despite the fact that so much has been revealed. Even though we don't know much about him, so much by this point had already been presented. I can admire the attempt to disguise his intentions, but still, for the audience, don't think it works. You're calling him visor guy? Okay, fair enough. That makes more sense.
Jack, where is your boy?
He's at the resort zone.
Implication, of course, being that the other child that Zack has is a son.
The last potion's about settled.
Get him ready. It's time.
Ah, yes. As long as you stay with me, I'm alright. I wanna hold you. You got this red lips, blue eyes, white skinny jeans, and every room you walk into, you're always setting the scene. I wanna hold you. Yeah, arguably the theme song from MyStreet series that fits the least out of all of them. But my goodness, is that good? I think it might be held in high regard because it wasn't played as much. Even in later episodes, it doesn't come back after every single time, which is advice that Aiden would later give me in regards to Paradise if the scene in question ended with in a tone of suspense or something major has happened. I should not cut to an upbeat song to overscore that, which I took immediately. And it seems that aphmau did as well. Obviously, even digging back to that Days of Diaries, not every time we would end with the same music. So there you go. Does it kind of fit towards the end of there? I suppose. I guess I'm now trained to hear it as the ending of the video, like, as a cliffhanger thing. I don't really know. Never paid attention to Toby and Michael's eyes before. Toby has amethyst purple eyes. Yes, and Michael has grey, almost sort of soulless eyes. That could be just my opinion. Well, I mean, considering that, he is also a cursed soul. Yes, you would be correct there. As for Toby's eyes, Toby's purple eyes are actually referenced later on in season 6 by Rowan, actually. However, it's almost implies that he's special for having those purple eyes. And yet Jenny also has the exact same shade as discussed in our Vogel University stuff. Which is why we're like, maybe Jenny and Toby are related in some form. I mean, who's to say, really? We don't know either of their last names. Very well could be. But that was episode 1 of When Angels Fall. Or simply, that was When Angels Fall. That was the name of the episode and the video. And yeah, as an opening, it is amazing. It opens up with something like a high-octane visual thing immediately. It's that really, like, everything seems to be... It reveals a little bit about what's going on. There's one mild exposition thing that Gareth says about the weeks ago, the GFs being occupying the island. And of course, the announcement. But yeah, like every... Yeah, like it all fits together so well. I feel like I'm back watching, the stuff of MyStreet where it's like it's not giving me a headache at the same time, or it's not giving me like too much of a case of like a terrible time trying to justify its existence, or not just its existence, its choices, its decisions. That's what I meant to say. Its existence, of course, is justified entirely by the fact that it's MyStreet. So yeah, again, I almost have like no negatives. I thought that would be different looking back now, because obviously, again, I reviewed these when they came out, which means that I have old reviews of the episodes in 2018. And yeah, it was a shock to me when I got to the first episode of this that I gave a negative review. But yeah, it's almost like even the details that I'm just mentioning here, even the slight things that I'm like nitpicking or trying to make reference to, a lot of those nitpicks are still the things like the details are still like the positive things I'm bringing out, and also just the things that might go underappreciated but also with how much I like something, the more I tear it apart, I couldn't tear this apart. And I don't think I need to. Is it over for now? No, because remember what the trailer said, May the 5th, first 3 episodes. We're here for a while, Ghost Kitty. So I guess I won't dilly-dally too much with my end of stream thoughts, my end of that episode thoughts. The pros and cons, as Josh calls it.